For those who have been here for quite some time, you guys know that the first time I did this was in 2019, where I went from this to this in the span of 1 year. So about mid back length, I think, all the way to tailbone, or like just a hair above tailbone length. So if we did it once, we can do it again. Am I right? Being inspired by Indigenous Strandz and her hair care journey, this is how we're going to do ours. You ready? So first up, and one of the most important, is the cleansing process. Now, the main thing we want to focus on is cleansing our scalp, because it's our scalp that's going to actually grow our hair, right? So we want to make sure it's as free of debris as possible, okay? So here are the top 3 choices that I would pick. Go ahead and choose whatever works for you. Number 1 would definitely be African black soap. I have been a huge fan of African black soap for many, many years. I've been making African black soap shampoo myself in a little jar with just the soap and some water, usually some essential oils as well. Recently, I think I've developed some sort of sensitivity to the essential oils, because now it started to like burn my face. So I have recently moved over to Castile soap, which is a number 2. Castile soap is very, very concentrated, just like essential oils. So please make sure that you use it with caution. Just because it's a liquid doesn't mean that you can use it like Dawn, you know what I mean? But the reason I really like Castile soap is because, just like African black soap, it's plant-based. So again, keeping with the simplicity, but also keeping with the, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say vegan, but I guess we can say, you know, healthier options. Lastly, for the cleanse, and this is something that I really want to experiment more with, is clay. So I have done a couple of clay washes before, usually with bentonite clay, but I'm starting to really get into kaolin clay, Rasul clay, and whatnot. And so I love the way that it does completely, I wouldn't say strip is a very strong word, because I do still have moisture in my hair, but it does cleanse my scalp, and I really, really enjoy that. So I think I'm gonna be probably between the, honestly, probably between the 3 for some time. It just kind of depends on the way that my hair is feeling, but mostly the Castile soap. Secondly, we want to make sure that we're moisturizing our strands. No matter what kind of soap or shampoo that you're using, you want to make sure that you're putting that water back into, that moisture, I should say, back into your hair. And I think the first thing, which is what Indigenous Strand uses and what I've been using for years, is aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice is so moisturizing, but it's also healing. I like the fact that it has almost like a thick consistency. Make sure that you're not getting something that's like just juice. I'd definitely go to the health aisle and see if you can find a good aloe juice there. You can also make your own aloe juice if you just get an aloe leaf. Make sure that you soak it, get all the poisons out, and you can just put it in your blender. Just make sure that you refrigerate it properly, otherwise it can kind of like smell and get all weird and moldy over time. If you're not a fan of aloe, or it doesn't work for your hair, I definitely also think that rose water is a very good idea. I have used rose water recently. I just love the way that it smells. If you get like a really good actual rose water, you'll smell more floral than you will like grandma-y. I don't know exactly how else to put that, but there are some rose waters that just smell like grandma's house, and there's some rose waters that smell like you just walked through a garden. Get the ones where you're walking through a garden, because 9 times out of 10 it's actual rose water. And then lastly would be infusions or even hair tea. So this is as simple as getting like mint tea or hibiscus tea. Just make sure you're not getting like a tea leaf. It has to be like an herbal infusion. Make sure you're not getting actual tea, because you'll need a protein treatment if you do that. If you do want to use essential oils in your hair tea or your rose water, aloe water, whatever, I highly recommend making sure that you put a single drop of dish soap in your spray bottle when you do so. The soap is going to help to, my science nerd's about to come out. So the soap is basically going to break the hydrogen bonds of the water. Water is also a molecule made of hydrogen and oxygen. So the soap cuts through the hydrogen bonds of the water, and it helps the oil to disperse more through the water. That way you don't have like a film sitting on top and then all your tea and nutrients are at the bottom. And then lastly is going to be the sealant. Right after moisturizer here, we want to be able to seal it. So what Indigenous Strandz was doing, and what I was doing, was just using pure castor oil, not washing or rinsing it out. It does also act like a deep conditioner, or like a leave-in conditioner, I should say. So a little goes a long way, I'll admit that. But if that's a little bit too heavy for you, I would also definitely say that flaxseed gel is a really good idea. I have used straight flaxseed gel from the moisturizer if I'm going to use, or my moisturizer if I'm going to do a wash and go. I believe I have a flaxseed gel or a couple flaxseed gel recipes on this channel, so I'll make sure to link those in the description box below for you guys. And then last but not least, and this is for people who really need that extra moisture, I definitely say that butter is a really good idea. And thankfully, I actually just released my own body butter. So this butter I actually hand make in small batches myself. It's made with just 7 simple ingredients. Again, simplicity is key. It's literally in the name. This comes from my shop, Solomon's Muse, and it is a one and all body butter. You can use this for your hands, your knees, your ashy elbows, your face, your hair. You can literally use this for everything. I'm super, super, super excited to finally release this to you guys, and thank God, because ashy season is upon us. So it comes in 2 ounces, or this right here is the 4 ounces. It is not whipped because I don't believe in selling or purchasing air. I feel like that's dumb. So when I say 2 or 4 ounces, you're actually getting 2 to 4 ounces, depending on the one that you get. So make sure to check the description box for that as well. And just because I love you guys so, so much, and like literally I'm so happy to just be with you guys and to be able to do these challenges like this, the first 50 people who go in the description box and use that link will be able to get 50% off your first purchase. So make sure you get it before it's gone. Then lastly, and I feel like this just kind of really changed the game when it came to natural hair in the natural community and what Indigenous Strandz is trying to teach us, and that is the protective style. So Indigenous Strandz usually does twists. I've noticed that she's been doing more plaits recently. I currently have I currently have twists, but I have been going in between twists and plaits. It really just depends on how much time I have on my hands. And then I highly, highly, highly recommend investing in some scarves and learning how to tie them. Scarves, literally, I can't tell you how many times scarves have saved me. I don't know how to cornrow very well on my own head, so they don't look pretty. My plaits don't look pretty, you know, twists be looking tired and stuff. You got the little scraggles all over the place. And so to be able to have enough scarves to kind of just last you throughout the week or through to your next wash day, I feel like is very, very helpful. So that's also a very good protective style that I feel like would really help and benefit on this journey. Now, as far as timing, right? So I personally, when I first did this in 2019, I was washing my hair and redoing my hair once a week. Sunday was wash day, that was just it. And I think I want to go back to that simply because having that stimulation in my head and making sure that I was washing my hair upside down once a week, you know what I mean? I feel like that helped in the process and it aided in the process a lot. So I think I'm gonna go back to doing once a week as opposed to once a month like I know a lot of other naturals do. However, once a month, I do want to get back into clarifying my hair. Now that I've been working out a little bit more, I wasn't really doing a lot in 2019 as far as, you know, working out or taking care of myself in that way. I sweat a lot, so I personally feel like it would just, even though I'm gonna be washing my hair once a week, I think it would be beneficial to clarify with just some apple cider vinegar and water. That's literally all I do, just maybe 1 part apple cider vinegar and like 5 parts water. I spray it on my hair, kind of massage it in, and I let it sit for like 30 minutes, and then I just go about the rest of my wash day routine, and 'tis clarified. So just to recap, for those who want to do exactly what I do, and by the way, I have pretty thick hair. It's very thick, it's very coarse. I am a mixture between 4B and 4C. Some of you guys have seen some of my pictures from the end of 2019, and I know my hair doesn't exactly reflect that. That's literally just heat damage after I straightened my hair for the first time having that long hair. But for those who have hair kind of like this, and I think do I have low porosity? I don't remember what porosity hair mine was. Or I think it was normal. I think it was like normal. This is my routine if you guys want to copy. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to wash my hair with a soap, usually Castile soap right now, but I may go ahead and switch up with clay every blue moon, or maybe even just once a month when I clarify my hair. To moisturize, I have really gotten into infusions and tea. Sometimes I'll use distilled water, sometimes I'll use aloe vera juice, and then I just put maybe like, what I usually put in it right now is hibiscus, fenugreek, rosemary, and then sometimes I put some essential oil, normally frankincense, cedar wood, and lavender. To seal right now, I'm using Solomon's Muse hair butter for the length of my hair, just because my hair does not do well in the wintertime. And then I seal the ends with the flaxseed gel. I still do that and it's amazing. I twist up my hair and I put it in a bun on top of my head, and then I have been putting my hair in scarves because, again, right now they look scraggly, as well as the fact that my hair just doesn't do well in the colder months. Just like I did in 2019, and I believe I did it last year as well, but just not as much. I will be doing monthly length checks because you guys know that I just sliced off like all of my hair, which has grown significantly, by the way. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have way more information coming in December, and then we're gonna kick this off in January. It's gonna be from January 2023 to December 2023. This kind of gives you guys a couple more weeks to kind of see what it is that your hair likes, you know, purge some of those products that you're not using anymore. Don't be a product junkie. Like, we want to use as little product as possible, be as natural as possible, and get amazing results like this. Like, look at this. Come on, we can do this. If I can do this once, I'm gonna do it again. I believe that you can too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you check out my shop in the description box, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.